Taanis Daf, how's everybody doing? Today we're going to be discussing rain, the importance of the first time it rains, what causes rain from not falling, what could we do to combat that. The Gemara tells us that the first day it rains is just as important, or maybe even more important than the day of Tchias HaMeisim, because Tchias HaMeisim is only reserved for tzaddikim, whereas rain gives sustenance to everybody, even Rishayim. The day that it rains is as important as the day of Matan Torah, maybe even more important. Talmid Chacham, who's a proper Talmid Chacham, is the Torah that he learns is like tal, like dew. Dew, we know, is always good all year round. If somebody learns Torah lishma, Rashi explains, he learns it because HaKadosh Baruch Hu said that we should learn Torah. He doesn't have any ulterior motives. It becomes Chaim, potion of life. But if he doesn't learn it lishma, it's Sam HaMavis, it could cause death. If a person learns Torah with Chavrusa, one sharpens the other. The smaller Talmid Chacham sharpens the greater Talmid Chacham. As we say, Utamida Yosim Kulam, I learned more Torah from my Talmidim. The pasuk says, a person who learns Torah by himself, it causes a person to be not that smart, and it's actually a chet, it's a sin to learn by yourself. Torah is kept and is saved in a person that has humility. Torah is nimshal to water, wine, and milk. Where do you put water, wine, and milk? In the least of the kalim, in an earthenware. You don't put it in a fancy kli. The Gemara tells us a story. The daughter of the Caesar, the Kesar, she told Rabbi Shua ben Chananya, the famous Rabbi Shua, how does a person not as good looking as you have so much Torah? So he told her, your father is very wealthy. Where does he put his wine? He puts it in earthenware. I don't understand. He should put it in gold. She ran home and convinced everybody to put the wine in gold, and in fact, the wine spoiled. The Caesar was very upset. He said, who told you this? She said, Rabbi Shua. They call him in. Rabbi Shua explained, just like wine needs to be kept in earthenware, so too Torah needs to be kept in a body that's not very good looking. But we know the Ar Talmid Chacham, they're good looking. Says the Gemara, yes, but if they were not that good looking, they would have more Torah. Isanu tvei have gemiri. Another way we can learn the mashal is that just like these three liquids, water, wine, and milk, they become pasul behesach hadas, meaning if something falls into them, you want to make sure that nothing ever falls into them. It'll fall to the bottom, will ruin it. Whereas something thicker, like oil, you could just take it off the top. Torah also becomes pasul behesach hadas. You constantly have to review your learning. Another thing the Gemara says is the day that it rains is like the day of Brias Ha'olam. It will rain when Klal Yisrael has a pure forgiveness, a mechila, but it will stop raining when Klal Yisrael is chayiv kloya, when the chayiv misa. When Klal Yisrael stops taking trumas and maasros, it will stop raining. When they speak lashon hara, it could cause the rain from stopping. Azuz panim, when they act with azuz, with chutzpah. Somebody that acts with azuz panim, you could call him a rasha, you're permitted to hate him because you know that he's going to be over in Avera, or according to one shita, he was already over in Avera. It will stop raining if there's bittul Torah. We don't do the daf, bittul Torah, gezel, stealing. But what do you do if you were over, you did bittul Torah, you stole, etc.? You have to be marbe b'tefillah, you have to beg HaKadosh Baruch Hu for the rain. That's the only way out of it. Have a wonderful day.